Hello guys, welcome back to the Debug Arena. In the previous video, we have seen about the basics of React Native, like what are the file structure of React Native, what are components, how you can render your first component, and also we have seen some predefined components provided by React Native, that is view, text, button and style sheet. Now, in this video, we will deep dive into the concept of component. For that, we are going to make some of our component and will play around them. So, to learn and understand component better, we are going to make this small application. So first, let me give you the demo of this application. So here you can see I'm having this text demo of component. After that, I'm having these 4 buttons: show loading, show form, show list and show all. So let me click on the first button and you can see the loading bar appears. Then let me click on the second button and you can see I'm getting this 2 form or 2 input boxes. When I click on the third, you can see I'm getting this list. And when I click on last, I'm getting all the 3. So we are going to make this thing to learn component much better. So the first question is, what are components? Components are basically a piece of code or a logic that are written separately and that can be used anywhere, anytime. So what does it mean? Here you can see I'm having these 4 buttons and each of them does different kind of job. So the first option is I can write the whole logic of the application in one page. In that case, our app.jsx will not only be lengthy, but it will be harder for us to identify where we have written the logic for which functionality. For that, what we can do, we can divide this into the 3 different components so that when user will click on show loading, only loading component will be called and it will be shown to user. Same when user will click on the show list, only list component will be called and it will be shown to user. The use of component not only optimizes the performance of the application, but it also helps to make our code clean. So without wasting any much more minute, let's learn component from scratch. Okay, currently in my app.jsx, I'm rendering this text name as component1. What if I have to render another text? So I will copy paste this, I will render component 2 and 3, I will hit save, and you can see I'm getting this component 1, 2 and 3. But let me show you the better way to do this. So I will come here, create a new folder, name as components. We will keep all our custom component here. Inside this, create a new file, name as custom text. So to create a component, the first step is to create a function, then give a function name, which will be custom text. After that, we have to render a UI, so we have to write here return. In that, I will paste our UI. Now I will import the text. At last, we have to export it to use it inside app.jsx. Then I will come to app.jsx. I will remove this too. And I will call here custom text. It will already imported. And I will close it. And when I hit save, you can see I'm getting this components 1 and custom component. So in this way, you can create your custom component and use it inside some other file. Now, let me just copy paste this 4 times and you can see I'm getting this message 4 times. Custom component like this. But what if I have to change this message every time? For that, we are going to use props. Props are kind of a value or an attribute that you can pass to a component and that component will use them inside their own file. So to pass a props, we have to come here and we can give it here any name. I will give it as title. Inside this, I will pass any value. So currently I am passing this custom component 1. I will hit save. Now I will come to custom text.jsx. Now here we have to receive that props. For that we have to come here. I will write here props. After that we can remove this manual text. Here we can write inside curly bracket. I will write here props. And inside this props I am receiving as title. So I will write here as title. Now I will hit save. And you can see I am getting this custom components 1. I have called it 4 times, but I am getting only 1 because I have passed title only 1 time. So I will copy this. I will paste at all the places. Let's save. And you can see in this way, we can pass a value from one component to the another. Also, as a props, you can not only pass static value, you can also pass dynamic value, you can pass state, you can pass function, or even you can pass a component to them. So that's it for the basics of components and props. Now let's try to make the application to know components and props much better. Okay, so for that, the first thing is we have to go to Google and install this package named as React Native Paper. I've already installed it. To install it, you can run this command in your CMD. It is because I'm going to use button from here because it provides more props to them. So let's go to our code. I will remove this thing. Let me create a structure first. Here I will write view. Inside this I will call this text, which will show demo of components. After that we are not going to use inline styling, so I will remove this. I will create a new variable here, name as styles. We can do styling like this. We can call here style sheet. We can use a method name as create. Inside this I can pass my class name. For that I can pass here text style. Here I can pass the property. So let me pass it quickly. Okay, done. Now here inside style I will call it. So we can call it like this, like styles dot text style. Okay, let's save this. Okay, view is not imported, so let me import it. And you can see I'm getting demo of components. Now let's move to the buttons. I'm going to use button from React Native paper. Let's create a new view. Inside that I will paste that button. Also I will import that. From here I can remove all these things as of now. Here I can pass styling. I will pass here style dot buttons. Now I will hit save. I will write buttons here. You can see I'm getting this press me. Now let's style it. The first thing is we have to make this font better. For that I'm going to use prop provided by React Native paper name as label style. In that I can pass font size as 20. Hit save and you can see it is much bigger. Here inside button I can pass background color, but like I have to pass different background colors. So for that what I can do, I will come here, I will make an array. Okay, after that I will give comma and here I will pass background color as red. I will hit save and you can see it is not looking that good. For that I will write here. Now hit save and you can see it is looking good. Let me just quickly change the color also. For that we can use another prop provided by React Native paper, that is text color, and we can pass it as white. Now I will hit save. Here you can notice I have also passed these styles. Also I have given this inline styling. It is because we are going to have 4 buttons, each of different colors. So we have to pass different color. That's why we can do it like this by passing through the array. So let me copy and paste this 4 times. Let me change its name and color. Hit save. And you can see we are getting all the 4 buttons. Now we are done. Okay, now let's create these 4 different components. For that we can go to React Native documentation. Here you can go to activity indicator. I will copy this code. Let's come to folder. Inside our components folder, let's create a new file named as loading.jsx. Inside this I will paste the code. Here you can see I am having this view with this container and horizontal styles which are already written here. After that I am having this activity indicator. This is a component imported by React Native. Inside this I can pass this props such as size large, size small, color and many more. Now I will just change the name of this app. I will hit save. Now I will come to app.jsx. Now let's import it to see how it is looking. For that I will create a view. Inside that I will just import loading. I will hit save and you can see it is looking fine. Now let's create another component. For that also we can go to React Native documentation. Next component we are going to use is TextInput. This helps us to create a form in React Native. So we can scroll down. We can copy this code. Let's create a new file. Name as textform.js. Paste it here. Let's save this. Here you can see they have used this React state. We are going to cover this in the later part of the video. After that they have used this safe area view, which is a replacement for view. After that this is a text input. This will allow user to enter anything inside the text box. This is same as the input box. Inside this you can see there are many props like on change text, like from here whatever text user is entering you can get that. And you can store that text inside this useState. After that you can see there are many other props also like placeholder, keyboard type, and there are many more. So first let's import this component to see whether it is working fine or not. So it's text input example. I will hit save and you can see I'm getting these 2 text boxes. Now let's move to the third component, which is Flatlist. For that I will come to documentation. I will scroll here, come to Flatlist. I will copy this. Let's create a new folder named as list. I will paste that here. First, I will change this app to simple list. After that, you can see here they have written this TypeScript, so we have to remove this and convert it into the JSX. Okay. I will also remove this safe area. Let's say save. Come to app.jsx. Let's import that. After that, I will explain you about that. Hit save. And you can see here, I'm getting this flat list. So what is flat list? So here you can see at the top, there is 3 data. And here also you are getting that 3 data. So in the flat list, basically what you do, you create a structure, then you pass a data. And then they map it over. Like if you create one structure and there are 100 data, so that 100 data will be shown one by one inside that structure. Yeah, you have related it correctly. Same as Amazon products. Like their structures are same, just data is different. So in that case, you can use flat list. So here you can see, this is our data. After that, this is our layout. Just one view and inside that one text. When I scroll down, you can see this is the flat list. These are the 3 main props which is accept. The first one is data, which we are passing this data variable. After this is render item. This render item means what UI you will render. Like in this, you can see I have passed this component name as item, which is our UI. After that, this is key extractor to provide unique key ID to each element. Like if there will be 100 items, they will be identified to the unique ID. So this was it for the flat list. Okay, so we are getting all the 3 components. Now our next job is to hide and show them. For that, I am going to introduce you to the React concept known as useState. useState, you can imagine it like a variable or a global variable which you can use it anywhere. Not only you can use it, you can edit its value. So let's create it. So to create a useState, we have to write here const. After that, we have to pass here array of 2 values. First name will be the name of our variable, that is loading. After that, there will be the name of the variable which will set the value to it. We can put it like set loading. Now I will write here use state and we can import it and I will hit save. So here loading is the name of the variable. Set loading will set the value to the loading, and inside this use state, here inside parentheses, we can pass the default value which will be false. So I will hit save. Now let's create the same for other 2, that is form and list. Okay, so these are the 3 variables with the help of which we will show or hide the components. So let's go down. Here currently I am showing all the 3 components. So let's add condition to them. I am going to use ternary operator. Here I am going to pass this loading. This is the name of our variable which we have created. It is currently set to false. If this is true, then we will show this loading screen. Otherwise, we will show this null. This is known as ternary operator. And when I hit save, you can see loading is gone. And when I come here and set it to true, and when I hit save, you can see loading is appeared. So I will set it to false. In this way, ternary operator actually works. Let me add condition for other 2 also. And you can see I'm done. And all our components are gone. Now let's create a function which will be called on button click. So I'll come here. I will create a single function. Function name will be show component. So here what I will do, for now, I will just set loading to true. This is just an example. Now I will call this function inside this button. So we can call it on press. This is also props. We can call a function like this. Inside this, I can pass here show component and I will hit save. And you can see now when I click here, I'm getting this loading button because it is set to true. One way is that we can create 4 function and call it inside 4 buttons. But I'm going to create only one function and will accept a parameter. So here I'm going to pass a parameter named as loading. Let me just call this on all the 4s. I will change loading to form. For this, I will change loading to list. And for last, I will change loading to null. I will hit save. I will come here. I have passed that value so we can access it through parentheses. So we can accept it like this title. Now I will write here if and else condition. So if title is equals to loading, we are going to set loading as true. So in this way we can write condition. Else if title is equals to form, we can set form to true. So let me quickly finish this function. Okay, done. Now let's save this. Let me just reload the app. Here you can see my function goes like if title is loading, I will set loading to true. If title is form, I will set form to true. If title is list, I will set it to true. Otherwise, if it is null, I will set all to true. So let's see whether it will work or not. So currently I am getting nothing. When I click on loading, you can see I am getting the loading. When I click on form, I am getting the form. When I click on flat list, I am getting the flat list. But here you can see when I click on loading and then when I click on form, loading is still there. So what we can do, we can set here form and list to false. Same for the other two. In the second, I will set list and loading to false. And in the third one, I will set form and loading to false. Okay, I'm done. Let's save this. Let me just reload. Here you can see I'm getting nothing. When I click on show loading, I'm getting the loading screen. When I click on show form, loading screen got disappeared and form is there. When I click on flat list is there and other two got disappeared. That's it for the video. I hope you understand the concept of component and the props, how you can use them, how you can manipulate them to make your application much more better, how you can use state or if-else statement or ternary operator to show and hide the components so that you can make the functionality of your app much more better. Do like the video and share the video with your friends. Stay tuned for the next videos. Thank you.